Well, good morning, Kathy.
Good
Uh,
morning, Grace.
I just wanted to reiterate our everything you say here is confidential. If
Okay.
there is an intent to harm yourself or others, I do have to report that since I am a mandated reporter. But other than that, everything else is confidential. Um, So I just wanted to start off this session kind of like we have our others, um, just with a breathing exercise, just so that we get in the right um, headspace for this session.
Okay, great.
So
I
I'm
like that.
perfect. So I want you to kind of roll your shoulders back a little bit and sit up nice and tall. See if you can touch the ground with your feet.
Okay.
And kind of just place your hands on your thighs and feel like you're there's an invisible string kind of pulling you up, sitting tall. And I want you to breathe in for 4, hold it for 3, and out for 5. Are you ready? So
Yes. Oh, I had already started, but yes, I'm ready now.
that's okay. All right, we're gonna breathe in for 4, hold for 3, out for 5. And again, hold for 3, out for 5. One more time. Hold for 3, out for 5.
Yeah,
All right. How does that make you feel?
yeah, it makes me feel a lot better. A little
Good.
nervous.
Yeah. Oh, what was something you're nervous about?
Oh, I don't know. I just feeling anxious about whether or not I'm actually going to be able to overcome the problem that I have with road rage.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I have tried so many times on my own and say that I'm not going to do that and react like that to those other drivers and stuff. But I tell you, I've really kind of been hit and miss. Sometimes I'll do good, and other times it's like almost as soon as I get in the car, I just get this attitude where my attitude just changed, and I start cussing, whatever. Everybody else is out there on the road is different names or whatever. It's not really like the personality that I have, or it's not really the person that I am. But obviously, it is because I keep doing that. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Has there been an incident recently where you found yourself like having really, really bad reactive road rage?
yes, actually there is, and this is where I get into the hit and miss part because I was traveling on the Kellogg the other day, and we got off on the exit,
Mhm.
and on that like Kellogg, the side street and everything, and this car came like it was going from the right to the left, like it was going to come right in front of me, and I know that it was, but it stopped after it kind of crossed the line right in front of me and everything. But what I did was have a natural reaction to honk my horn because maybe they didn't see me. When I honked my horn, this lady, we're at the point where we're coming to a stoplight as well. She stuck her finger out, her whole arm out the window, and just held it there, giving me the finger. So now first I laughed. I was like, I thought that's me. And then she held it so long that, I just reacted and I up and gave her the finger. I'm told my fist like this, through the front window of my, car,
Yeah.
and then the thing about it is that I'm kind of realizing what's going on because and how dangerous this could be. I think about all the things that are happening with road rage these days. That people are getting shot and getting killed, and in my mind, I thought, that looked like me. And then not only that, but this person, for her to have her arm all the way out the window like that, could be somebody that might have a gun or something. So I was then afraid to even like pull up beside her, which was the
Mm,
way I kind of just purposely stayed behind the car that pulled in, behind her.
yeah.
So I really was when I should have actually gotten that other lane, and so I just, I realized at that time that this could be a really dangerous situation. I was actually afraid. I want to stop reacting like that, because I know she saw that I gave her the finger, and you know,
Mm,
if I'd have pulled up beside her, what could have happened to me because I reacted.
yeah, yeah. So I'm hearing um that this lady um you thought this lady was gonna pull in front of you, so you're kind of a
Mhm.
little bit like, hey, I'm here. um
Right.
but then she kind of reacted and gave flipped you off a bit,
Yeah.
and so then you flipped her off because you were kind of annoyed that she was doing that back too.
Right.
Right.
And then I
Oh,
got scared. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. All right. And you said, I heard you say that you are kind of nervous about um, what could happen if your road rage keeps progressing. Is that correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I
Yeah.
hear so much on the news. It's really pathetic, and I think about that. I've had some instances with someone have road rage with me where they literally got out there, stopped their car, got out, and start walking toward my car.
Oh
And
man.
so that's I think that incident is what really made me start thinking about, wow, if I have road rage and I'm, giving people the finger because they cut me off and stuff like that, what could happen to
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, I want to go into a little exercise with you. Just kind of thinking about with the road rage how we can change that reactiveness into like a more um, subtle, more just kind of okay, we can
me?
get
Yeah.
over it.
Okay.
So the problem is the road rage, that you understand that you have road rage. Is that right? And that
Yes,
you
I
want
do.
to get over it.
I do. I do.
Perfect. Okay. So um, our concern is that if the road rage doesn't stop, something bad could happen. What would be the worst thing that could happen if the road rage kept going?
I believe that the worst thing that could happen would be that someone reacts to my road rage,
Mm,
and maybe does something bad to me, stops the car, get out and come and confront me, or something like that, or like I see on TV, maybe even get shot or something. It's
yeah,
dangerous.
yeah. All right. So we don't want that to happen.
No,
So
we
uh,
sure don't.
our intent to change, or um, we know that there's something right that we can do. What would be one thing that could help with the road rage, kind of calming down the road rage?
I think just basically checking my reaction at the moment.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
it happens so fast, but there's got to be something I can just kind of check my reaction at that moment where I don't react like that. No, I
hmm,
don't know, thought, I don't know. No, because I really don't want to be like that, because I could be having like a good day, and that just throw me all the way off. It affects the rest of my day, and
yeah,
I feel like I should be a better person at it, actually.
yeah,
People see one day, they know the person I am, but if they were to see me, and it's happened like that, they see people in the car, that know me one way, and then I just break out into this road rage, and then they're looking like, is that like I thought she was supposed to be a Christian or something. What's she
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm hearing that a step you could take is just trying to check yourself and um, realize like, hey, like what's going on? Kind of reining in that
Yeah.
feeling. Is that right?
Yes.
All right. Perfect. Okay. So I want you to repeat after me.
Okay.
We're going to be positive. And I want you to say, I know I can get a handle on this problem.
I know I can get a handle on this problem.
Perfect. So I want you for a little bit of homework, but more like kind of just kind of trying to practice that even with the little things, if a car cuts you off or maybe just even though it's not road rage, just someone doesn't hold the door for you because they didn't see you. Working on the little things can always help with the bigger things. So as a little bit of homework or exercise practice, I want you to try to like check those feelings that you have whenever someone does cut you off in traffic, or um, even if you cut someone off in traffic. I want you to kind of say, like how, kind of thinking about how that would make the other person feel, or like how you would feel if that happened to you, and kind of just checking yourself. Does that
Okay.
sound doable?
Yes, it does. Start with the little things you're saying. Like, okay, I can
Yeah,
do that because I can see a little irritation in some of the smaller things that happen.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Have you ever cut someone off in traffic or
yes, yes. The incident that where the guy jumped out the truck at me, it was actually my fault. I was coming out of my apartment complex and I did not see him, and I
yeah.
almost ran into him. And
Oh
I
man.
pulled to the side because it startled me so, and then
Mhm.
he just stopped his truck, and so yeah. I mean, none of us are perfect, so yeah. Might need
Yeah.
to think about that as well when someone does something like that. Sure, they didn't do it on purpose.
No, yeah,
Okay.
definitely. Yeah. So just going back, thinking about um just the little things, because that will definitely help your progress to the road rage. So
Okay.
yeah, and as always, if you ever um need anything before our next session, always feel
Uh-huh.
free to call me.
I
Uh,
will. All right.
but thank
Thank
you
you.
for coming. Yeah,
Oh, no problem. I can't wait to our next visit. Thank you.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Now,
Um, I think for me, um, some parts were kind of natural, just like that helping, but um, there were parts where I did get kind of stuck because I wanted to be more like a friend and like have a friend conversation, rather than being like a therapist. Like when we were talking about road rage, I wanted to like
uh-huh.
jump in and say, oh, you know what, this happened yesterday, like I wanted to like say
Right,
something.
right. Yeah.
But so that was kind of hard, that part of not being able to relate in the way that I wanted to. But I think other than that, I enjoyed it. But
Yeah. Yeah. I was glad that I kind of used something that that would make it sound natural. I didn't want us to not sound natural by me making up something. I said, let's just use, what's really going on with me sometimes. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. No, yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I definitely think it is like it's something that a lot of people come in for, I feel like. that, like, not just road rage, but anger
Yeah.
management in general, a
Yes.
lot, like a lot of um a lot of what people come in, because like for me, when I was younger, I went to therapy for anger management because
Okay.
I had a lot of, now I know it was anxiety that I had, but it just came out as anger because I was just so anxious all the time that it
Uh-huh.
wasn't like I
Yeah.
didn't know how to control
Yeah.
it. I didn't know what was going on. So like I'd get angry at my brother all the time and just kind of snap. But so I like that we can kind of
Yeah.
into a little bit of that, because then it also helps me as, not even just as a therapist, but just as a person, kind of think, oh, how could I like help myself as well,
Yes. Yes.
even though I'm the therapist, like it still benefits me too. So I really like that.
And you really did a good job too. I
Yeah.
felt like you might have you did a good job. It sounded natural to me,
Thank
and that made it even easier. And um, I just and actually the points that you pointed out and the suggestions were really good suggestions. So I like the way that you came up with that, like even though like someone doesn't open the door for you, because that really clicked in my mind. These are things that we, like, hey, they didn't hold the door and the door just, so and then it
Yes.
got me thinking, like, wow, I got a little problem there. I could be a little uppity on in that area as well. If I open the door for someone and I'm like a thank you person. And I'm
Mhm.
like, and they just walk on through and like never say
Yes.
thank you. So that that was really good because it got me to look at other sources so where maybe I'm actually not to the degree, but displaying that type of little inner anger and stuff. So yeah,
No, yeah, I definitely I understand that.
good.
Like a
Yes,
lot. Yeah.
yeah.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add, or?
No, that's it. That's
Yeah.
a great job.
Well, I had a
So
lot of
good being
fun.
your client.
Oh, thank you. I love being your therapist.
Okay.
Thank you for participating.
Not a problem. Wonderful.